We're on.
We are on.
Okay, listen, look, you know what, Deval, just quickly before we get on with the show, we've got a ram-packed show for everyone. But firstly, I have to say we're hitting all sorts of milestones. This is episode number. Wait for it, folks. Wait for it. This is episode 300. Now listen, I don't give a shit. Joe Rogan, whatever, all these guys who are getting paid millions. 300 episodes. We're 300 episodes in, Deval, and this is, honestly, man, I just got to say, you know what? Give me a virtual high five. There.
Gotcha.
Boom. Gotcha. So listen, man, folks, you've downloaded episode 300. Deval and I in the hot seat once again, coming at you every single week, bringing you movies, film reviews, TV shows, streaming, the whole thing. We've got you. So stick with us, like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. And let's get into the show, Deval. So who are we shouting out?
First shout out goes to Ciel Noir 300. No, I'm joking. Ciel Noir 3. Go check her out on Instagram. Always shouting her out. Big movie lover. Gonna get her back on the show again sometime soon. I know she's a very busy person, so we're gonna make sure we try and organize that. But she's always giving us a shout on Instagram. We go and message her. She messages us back. I remember. Do you know what? I remember when on Instagram she only had a few followers. When I say a few, obviously like hundreds or it's a few thousand or whatever it might be.
Yeah. And
now it's thousands of followers. And the thing that's consistent is, people say when people change or whatever, they might change. But, Ciel Noir, she's a real one. Go check her out. Like I always say, before you go on her page, you'll walk away much more happier than you went in there. So go check her out.
And Ciel Noir is a friend of the show. She's been on the show.
Yeah.
So we'll try and get her back on again. And we speak about Spider-Man if there's a new Spider-Man coming.
I heard that. Okay, next shout out goes to the Industry Tea. Now, what's the Industry Tea? The Industry Tea is in London, in the UK, and they organise events and stuff like that. There's an event coming up actually in September here in the UK in London, like I just said, and this is going to be a really good event. What's the date of the? Oh my gosh! I just clicked the wrong thing. Now I've not got all the information. It's going to be next month, and you know what? We are sponsoring the event, the Flixters.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we are sponsoring the event. So the event is. I mean, each month or each quarter, they're going to have different guests that specialize in maybe finance, maybe movies, maybe music and stuff like that, or business. So this was going to be the 11th of September, and it's going to be a really, really good show. So go check them out on Instagram. The Industry Tea presents. Yeah,
that is amazing, man. That is what we want: connections, connecting people. Seeing people succeed and be successful. That is really, really great. All right, let's get into the show. Now, this is kind of a given, right? So we spoke about Alien Romulus on last week's episode. We reviewed the movie and, kind of a positive review from us too. A few people have said it's kind of retreading on familiar territory, and we get that. We understand it. But, it's nice to be able to have kind of like a horror sci-fi movie in that kind of alien world again. But here's the news. It's broken box office, Deval. So tell us about this.
Yeah, I mean, the budget was $80 million, which actually isn't it's a lot of money. Yeah, it is to you and I. But in Hollywood movie terms, big franchises, it's not that much. So far, the film's been out for a week, 7 days, and it has done worldwide $124 million.
Mad.
So that's really good. Borderlands couldn't touch that.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So even when The Flash came out in 2020, whatever it was, 2022, whatever it was, it didn't do that well. So it looks like Alien Romulus has done really, really well. People are loving it. It's packing out the cinema. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a sequel at some point. But it hasn't even finished. This is only a week. So you can just imagine it might even scrape into the 200 million dollar, realm. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, because remember, I think we kind of touched upon it just briefly. We said the way the movie ends, yeah, there could be a
Mm,
sequel, but I guess they were probably waiting to figure out, okay, is this movie making money? And if
yeah,
so, you've just answered the question. They're going to end up doing a sequel now, man.
probably.
All right, okay. So, and also that leads us nicely onto this other next piece of news. We know this isn't going to be getting a sequel. So this is the Acolyte season 2.
Hmm.
It's been cancelled. So they've just cancelled the show. So Deval,
Yep.
I guess we know the reason why. Probably it just didn't resonate with people. It didn't resonate with us. And we watch these TV shows, Star Wars universe, and we give them the time of day. And they have hits, they have misses, and this is kind of like on the miss side, I think. But yeah, man, what'd you make of them canceling it?
I'm not too surprised.
Mm,
It wasn't that good, and there were some
mm,
moments in it that was just I don't know, almost comical.
yeah, yeah,
Almost like this would only work in a cartoon. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So yeah, feedback wasn't really good. There was lots. I mean, people rinsed it on YouTube. People
big
cussed
time.
it. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Do you know what? I'm just not gonna miss out on it. Sometimes something might get cancelled, and you think, oh, I wouldn't have minded seeing. Whereas
Yeah,
with this one, I'm just thinking, do you know what?
just
I'm just not. Yeah, let,
knock it
let
on
it be
its head.
cancelled. Yeah,
Exactly,
it's all
knock it on
good.
its head.
Let
It's
it go.
done. Yeah, and maybe explore another area. I don't know, man. Or I don't know if it's to do with the writers or
It's,
what.
it's, oh, the writer, what's her name? Leslie something. I can't remember her
Yeah,
surname. She was the assistant of what's his name? Who's the Me Too guy?
oh, what Weinstein?
Yeah, Weinstein. She was the assistant of him. She's also,
Oh,
I think she was, not to judge her and say, but I'm just saying. And then she also, she was involved in a couple of other projects, but not as big as Star Wars. But
yeah.
even the way it ended, you had all these open
Questions and
threads, yeah,
like what?
questions. Darth Plagueis was in the cave. Remember him? He was in the
Yeah.
cave, just lurking around. There's nothing said about that.
And we
Like,
never got
it's,
I never got closure on the whole right. So was it the whole dyad thing, the force they were they were created and like the twins and everything, and like even just the acting, like there was just something off, man. Even though she's great, in other things that I've seen her in, there was part of
you're
it
not going
where
to
I
get
was not.
closure, mate. That's
I
it. You're not
know.
getting closure. That
That's it.
door's
It's done.
staying open. The wind is coming through. The rain's coming through. There's no closure to that.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. But you know what? Let's move on because let's speak about new on streaming. So we're going to close off the
Hmm.
movie news just for a moment because we've got lots of movies that we want to speak about. So let's do new on streaming right now. And so this is interesting because
Hmm.
Paramount Plus,
Hmm.
they're obviously new to the whole streaming game. They've been around for about a year now, maybe even a couple of years now or something. Haven't really kind of, they don't have anything that's going to make me want to sign up for them, Deval. Let's put it this way. All right.
Yeah.
But they do have interesting shows on there. Don't get me wrong. And this one sounds very interesting. Dating Naked UK. So,
Hmm.
nakedness, you got dating. What'd you get, Deval?
So this one is exactly how you said it, just exactly how you said it. And even before we started, we spoke about there's a show called Naked Attraction that comes
Yeah.
on here in the UK,
Yeah.
and
Used to
people
watch
are
it.
that they somebody comes into the studio, they've got six people there, they can't see their face until the last second, and they're in these kind of pods, and it reveals parts of their body until the last bit,
Oh,
and so they
gosh.
have to choose at each stage who they let go, depending on their body, not
Yeah.
personality, not face. Face is the end. So they look at their genitals, they look at their breasts, they look at their
Feet,
bum,
the
and they will judge them
toenails.
on that
Oh,
exactly. So this one's a bit different, is in that this is they're in like an island, so it's like Love Island,
mm.
but they're naked and they're meeting each other naked, they're chatting naked, they're dating naked, and they choose who they want to go forward with, I guess. But
Mm, mm.
they're all starkers. They're starkers,
This
willies
is
flapping
mad.
about, tits out. It's just, you know what I mean? So it's just a madness. It's a madness.
It's mad,
Can you
isn't it?
imagine? What if you meet someone, yeah, and like you genuinely like, obviously you're on an island as well, so hot and all that. You got your little
Yeah,
tequilas and your, pina
the
coladas.
juices are
What
flowing.
if exactly? What if something flows and then you're there and then you're just like you're just pitching up? You're just going boing. Like
Boing.
what happens?
How?
Like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. It's probably happened where they've had to probably stop the filming, and
yeah,
some guy's probably
blur
like,
it
no, no,
out.
no, wait, wait, exactly.
Yeah,
I need to kind of like,
throw some cold water. Where's the ice?
it's true. It's interesting. These shows are
Uh,
honestly really interesting. So this is called Dating Naked UK, and that's on Paramount.
yeah.
And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, and maybe this might. So this is on Amazon. This is a documentary on Sven Goran Eriksson,
Mm.
and so he he was a footballer back in his day, wasn't he?
Do
And
you
then
know
he
what
moved
he
into
was? But I don't
management.
remember. He must have been
Yeah,
back in the day, like
back in the day.
Pele days and all that.
Exactly. But here's big thing. So people in the UK of a certain age will know him because he
Mm,
managed the
mm,
England football team,
yeah,
and the England football team is probably as big as you can get because the hopes of the
yeah.
whole nation
Pressure.
ride the pressure, the
Mm,
tabloid. If you
yeah.
don't win games,
Hmm.
man, you're hounded.
Yeah.
But tell us about this one, Devel.
Yeah, this one, yeah, so it's about his life. He, like you said, managed England football team. He was big in Italy, managed teams
Mm,
in Italy, originally from Sweden. He's managed all over the world. But this is looking at his life, what he's done, not just football wise, but his life. Many people, well, I say many, some people don't know that he was actually diagnosed with a terminal illness.
yeah, read
Yeah, he was
about this.
diagnosed with a terminal illness. So this documentary is him basically saying, "This is my life and goodbye."
And goodbye.
He's come to terms with that. He is going to pass away any moment. He speaks about it in the documentary. He's very frank about it. He says, "I had a good life." He says, "Death comes to us all. I'm ready for it." And he's very frank. He said he's enjoying his last days, and he's meeting people. Beckham comes to visit him.
Mm,
All kinds of different footballers and other people come to visit him. I think he's living in. I think he might be in Sweden, like living out his last days.
right.
And yeah, he's just very open about it. So yeah, it's a documentary that looks at not just what he's done in football and his life, but also talking about next, which comes to us all. But he knows it's
Mm,
coming soon. That's the thing. So yeah, it's a
yeah.
bit of a different documentary, but yeah,
It
it's
is, man.
worth a
Sounds
watch.
quite poignant,
Mm,
actually.
quite
And
powerful. Yeah.
yeah, powerful. And I guess a lot of people would say maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. Like in the UK, we don't really talk about it as
Mm,
much.
mm,
About the end.
yeah.
People just ignore it under the carpet type of a
Yeah.
thing, and so I guess maybe more of a chat about it probably needs to happen. But so that's called Sven. That's on Amazon. Let's move on to trailers. We've got a few for you over here. The first one called Azrael. And this doesn't sound too good, Deval, because Azrael I'm pretty sure that's biblical.
Whew. Biblical.
Yeah,
Hey,
man. And when you start getting biblical,
hey. It gets scary. That's when
yeah,
shit
man.
gets real. So yeah,
Exactly.
Azrael. This stars. I don't know why I said it like that. This stars Samara Weaving.
Okay.
She's the lead in this, and
Yeah.
it's about it's in a world. I think it's a post apocalyptic world where no one speaks,
Oh.
and a devout female hunts down a young woman who has escaped her imprisonment. So recaptured by ruthless leaders,
Mm,
Azrael is due to be sacrificed to pacify an ancient evil deep
mm.
within the surrounding wilderness. So they're trying to get her, sacrifice her, because maybe I don't know. Will it make people speak again? I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe that's what it is. This is out in September, and this looks interesting. It looks like a bit of The Walking Dead. It looks like
yeah.
the Book of Eli. It looks like The Road. All those sort of post-apocalyptic madness films where
Yeah.
the sort of the scenario is not the evil; it's the humans that are the evil.
Absolutely.
But yeah, to answer your question, Azrael in Islam, the archangel Azrael.
Oh, there we go.
So Hebrew for God has helped. is the angel of
Okay.
death responsible for extracting the souls of the dead. So
Oh,
in Abrahamic faiths, I guess they've got different names for it.
different names for
But
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
the angel that
gosh.
I've heard of that as well.
The
At the
angel of
moment,
death. Yeah, we've heard
yeah,
of the angel of death.
at the moment of death, I heard that there's an angel that comes and extracts the soul from someone's body.
Oh my jeez.
This is getting too scary. I want
This
to move it
is,
on.
we're going to get
Yeah,
into
I want to move it on.
we'll,
I want to
we'll get
move it
into all
on.
that stuff in a moment.
Mm-mm,
All right, so that's
mm-mm,
Azrael. Go check
mm-mm.
it out. Now this next one, this sounds interesting. This is on Amazon. This is called Secret Level. So tell us about this.
Ooh, secret levels. Yeah, so this is on Amazon, and this one is did you ever watch Sex, Love and Death? Sex, Love and Robots?
Robots, yeah, yep.
Robots, Death and Robots, I think it was called, on
On
Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, that is, when I
That's
say,
decent.
my gosh, that is really good. Let me get the real name for it. It's
And robots or
Love, Death
something?
and Robots. See, I can't spell. I can't type fast under pressure. Yeah, Love, Death, and Robots. That is
Yeah.
really good on Netflix.
Mm.
And another level is similar to that,
Okay, gotcha.
but this one focuses on actual game IP. So
Oh,
you got short films in animation, and they're based on gaming IP. So you got God of War in there.
oh, God of War, man.
Might
That's a
have Link
classic.
from Zelda in there. You might have different games that people love, and there's little short films with little stories about those gaming
Oh,
IPs. So this looks like it's going to
that's
be a winner for me.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I wonder how they got to get to the rights of like,
yeah,
is it? I think for God of War, that character Kratos, I think is
Kratos.
that
Yeah, yeah.
Kratos. Yeah. Oh man, that sounds interesting. Yeah, so I'll have to check that
Mm,
one out. So that's on Amazon.
yep.
Now this next one, this is called Y2K,
Mm.
and obviously people will know Y2K because there was a whole big thing. Remember the
The
Millennium
Millennium
Bug?
Bug,
Bug.
Jinx. You can't
Yeah,
talk.
man. One, two.
I unjinx you.
Wicked. So Y2K. Yeah. So Devour, tell us about this one.
You see, you new cats here, new cats who are listening. Do you
They'd be
see
like, "What is?"
you see us old school people here? When those things that we play those games, we mean it. You see,
Exactly.
if I didn't unjinx you, you'd have to not talk. You see, we take those things serious.
Trust me, man.
We take those
Oh
things
God.
serious.
Oh
We
my
stick to the
God.
rules, like in
I
Saw.
know.
Play by the rules. you
Oh
know?
my God. That's why millennials, they wouldn't survive, man. They
Nah,
would not survive one
nah,
bit.
nah, 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 nah. But yeah,
Yeah, so what's
Y2K.
this? Tell us about this.
This
Y2K.
is a comedy. This is like a American Pie kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Very much like frat boy, frat girl kind of vibes.
Mm.
College party stuff like that. It stars. What's her name? Rachel Zegler.
Rachel, that's
She's the one in Snow White, and
okay, gotcha. Yeah.
she was in the what's it that film? What's it called again?
Oh yeah, the Hungry Games.
Ballad, yeah,
The
Ballad of
ballad, yeah.
whatever, the rubbish one. Yeah, she was in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Also got Jaden Martell.
Mm.
If I'm saying his name right, he was in It. He was one of the
He
young boys in
was.
It. So yeah, basically start, and also it's got the guy from
Fire Fist.
yes, Julian Dennison. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got all these people trying to be like like super bad, that kind of vibe.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
And
so
interestingly, Deval, this is
mm.
A24.
Yes, A24. Say no more. So this one is a horror comedy. The why? So this is set in 1999, I guess. Going to be
Mm.
2000,
Yeah.
and then the Millennium Bug happens. So when it hits 2000, within the technology, remember we all thought the technology was going to go crazy. So
Yeah.
now, so when it hits the year 2000, all technology does go crazy in this film and tries to kill
Okay.
people. So you got
Yeah.
radio controlled cars trying to kill people. You got microwaves trying to kill people.
Oh my
It's a bit
gosh.
mad. It kind of reminded me a little bit of what's that film? The teddy bear. It was evil.
Oh, the Five Nights at Freddy?
Yeah, kind of vibes.
Yeah,
A little bit
okay.
like that. A little bit. So it's a
Right,
bit
gotcha, gotcha,
stupid.
gotcha.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. All right, so check that one out. Now this next one, this sounds interesting. Grotesquerie. Grotesquerie?
This one I can't even pronounce it properly. It's grotesque.
Oh,
I think
wow.
it sounds like it could be French, but I don't know. But yeah,
French.
this is Fox, and
Okay.
Ooh, this is like a murder kind of serial killer. So
Right.
basically, a detective and a nun
Oh.
investigate a series of heinous crimes that seem personal while grappling with personal issues and uncovering a sinister web that raises more questions than it answers. This looks like it's going to be like hunting down a serial killer,
Oh,
two
okay. Gotcha.
unlikely sort of partners getting together doing it.
Mm.
This looks. It kind of reminds me of the what's that show that I watched with oh, it's gonna bug me now. True
The one,
Detective. A
True
little bit
Detective.
True
Yeah.
Detective kind of vibes, very stylistic.
Mm.
If you see the trailer, it looks mad, and it kind
Yeah.
of also reminds me of American Horror Story in how
Oh,
they
okay. Interesting.
kind of
Yeah.
filmed it as well. So it looks interesting. This is going to be on Fox. This is coming out in September, so it looks
So,
interesting.
and when we say Fox, that means it's going to be
Yeah, Disney
Disney.
Plus maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
Disney
Hulu
Plus
or
app.
whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, go check those
Mm.
trailers out, folks. And remember, if you do see one of those trailers and you like it or you don't like it, let us know. Hashtag the Flixters, and
Mm.
then we'll speak about it on the show as well. All right. Let's do anniversary corner. So, I mean, this one. I mean, which one did we want to go for, Deval? Because we put two up on there.
So I'm gonna go for the quiet one.
Yeah, good choice. Yeah. So this one
Quiet.
is from 2014, 10 years ago. And this one is, I mean, the premise of this one is pretty creepy as well, man.
Yeah, this one. Oh man, this is sick. Yeah, so this one is about. And you know what? I'm trying to find out if this is from a real thing because it says basically the
Says
quiet
it's from
ones.
a real, it,
Yeah, real
like a real
experiment.
life story or something.
Yeah, the quiet ones is about a sort of lecturer, professor, whatever. He's trying to prove if possession is possible, if
Mm,
possession is a thing, and he's conducting these experiments with his students and stuff. And they're kind of obviously they're not allowed to do this, and they go about doing it, and they go about unearthing stuff that they should not be
Messing around with.
unearthing. Exactly,
Right.
don't mess around with that shit. We all know that. You know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
know the inquisitive minds. You know
Yep.
the professors, the doctors, they want to find stuff out and they want to,
Mm,
you know, they want that Nobel Peace Prize, I'm sure, you
no,
know. Uh, but
trust
yeah,
me.
this film, it's one of those films as well. I did watch it, I'll admit. I watched it when I wasn't ready.
Mm,
I wasn't ready. I have to admit, 'cause I did watch it and I didn't get from it what I probably should have because I need to
yeah.
watch it again. But this is one of those films that are deep. You need
Yeah.
to pay attention, put your phone down. This is Lionsgate. You know, Lionsgate used to be the Dans when it, you know, they used to be the ones when it came to
Yeah.
horror. This stars Jared Harris. It's got Olivia Cook, who we're now seeing in,
In other big
uh,
stuff.
yeah, House of the Dragon and stuff
House
like
of
that.
Dragons. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think- did you say Daisy Ridley was in this?
Daisy
No,
Ridley apparently is in
is
this.
she in this? Okay,
Or
she is, or
maybe not
maybe she's
then.
not. Either way, but yeah, this Jared Harris and Olivia Cook by themselves, yeah, they are the you know they're top people. So
Yeah.
you know this film is one of those patient ones. Don't go looking for anything too loud. You got to pay attention to
No.
this one, which is why I think when I watched it, something distracted me and I didn't pay attention. I got to watch it again. But this, try watch it. 2014, 10 years, ages very well.
Exactly. And you know what, man? I mean, I think sometimes when, when I watch these possession movies, sometimes I don't always want to be so focused in on them. Like, at
Mm,
some point, I mean, I want to kind of like just think, oh, like something, go to like a happy place because you know
hmm.
what, man? Because I mean, this leads us nicely
Oi,
into the
this is inspired by
main.
true events. It is inspired by true events. Someone
There you
actually
go.
tried this in 1972.
Well,
Huh,
crazy, man, crazy that
huh.
this stuff. So sometimes I always used to think, right, where do film directors and writers get these ideas from? And in a lot of cases, they get it from real life. Like this shit is
Mm,
happening.
mm.
So listen, folks, that is obviously anniversary corner for you. Let's move into kind of the main bit of the podcast, which is the film reviews. So we're going to speak about this movie now. Deval and I, we have been speaking about and we've been sitting on this and we've been umming and eyeing and not
Yeah,
umming and eyeing, but we just other movies have
dilly
come in and
dallying. Yeah, just dilly dallying.
other movies have come in and we just kind of needed a kind of episode to fit this in. So today we're fitting this in on our 300th episode, no less.
Mm.
This
Hmm.
movie is from Argentina, so it's in the Spanish language, so subtitles, but that doesn't detract from the type of movie this is. So this is called When Evil Lurks. And you know, when you have a title like When Evil Lurks, there's sinister, there's something around the corner, there's something obviously meandering in the atmosphere, things are going wrong. And you know, it's set in kind of the countryside, in the Argentinian countryside, and straight away, Deval, when you think of the countryside, whether it's Argentina, whether it's the UK or in America, you know, when there's a countryside, it's eerie, it's like a lonely place, you just flipping like animals and whatnot, and you know this shit that probably goes on in the countryside that we don't even get to hear about, man. Imagine. So I think the atmosphere is perfect for this type of a movie. Now, my question to you is, before we get into it, I can't even remember about the about where the evil started from, because at the beginning of the movie you don't get an explanation.
No,
and there is in
you don't.
life, like, you know, it
We,
reminded me of Exorcist. Like, you don't.
yeah.
Megan gets possessed, but we don't know why she got possessed.
Yeah, you're right. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes in life, you don't always get the full story. In
Yeah,
this film, we are invited in to a moment of the film where we invited in and we just carry on from there. You
yeah,
know, it's like a bus journey. You get on the bus, but the bus has
absolutely,
already
man.
been it's already had a journey before that, and you just get presented with what's there at that
Yeah,
time. But
I
this is a
know.
Shudder film. So
Mm,
this came out 2013. Shudder, like you mentioned, Argentinian language. So I'll just quickly mention the premise, and then we can just sort of go
yeah.
into it. In a remote village in Argentina, two brothers find a demon-infected man who's about to give birth to evil itself, and
Oh,
they decide on what to do to try and stop this. That's how we're
yeah.
presented, and it's funny when we get into the film, it's like people already know
No.
of this situation happening, but just they say, "Oh, it happens in the city, not here."
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, COVID. Oh, it happens in built-up areas, but not here. We're okay here.
Yeah. It's so true, man. And one thing that I was like, kind of like, honestly, like within the first like half an hour, 45 minutes of the
Mm.
movie, there's just so much like anxiety. Like, you
Oh
know,
man,
there's just like straight away you're like, what the hell is going on? And that's what I
yeah,
loved about the movie as well.
yeah,
It's like you don't know what's going on, you
mm,
don't know, you know, how it's happening, but all
mm,
you know it is that it's just happening.
yeah.
And so these two brothers, they kind of they
We're on a
notice
farm.
something. Yeah, they're on
Yeah,
a farm. They notice something kind of is really strange, and
mm.
then they go to like this old woman's house and they meet flipping like like this why
Her son.
there's
It's
no
her son,
explanation.
but
The son.
he looks bloated. He looks swollen,
Yeah.
grotesque. It's like he's got pus coming out of him everywhere. He looks
Oh.
like he's dead, but he's not. It's just
Mm,
disgusting to look at.
I
It's
know.
disgusting to look at. And when they get to the house, it's like, again, we're invited into a certain segment because
Mm,
they speak about. I think they know what's happening to the son. They say he's
yeah.
possessed,
He's
and they
been like that for
say,
about a year or something.
yeah, for about a year exactly. And they say, "Oh, you can't shoot him. You can't use a gun. There's
Yeah.
certain rules to this shit." And
I
they all know the
know.
rules, and they're playing by the rules because this has happened before, but we
Yep.
don't know. So we're just
Yeah.
like, "What rules? What's going on?"
What's going on? Why
Mad.
can't they shoot it? And it's so
Mm,
wicked. There's a bit in there, right, where one of the brothers, he's like, listen, I've got to get my family. They live in the city or they live somewhere
mm,
else. And he literally he's stark naked. Like, he has to take his clothes off, even to the point where they're like, we have to get rid of our clothes because
mm.
the clothes could have, like, you know, this kind of lingering
Yeah,
evil.
yeah.
And then I tell you what, Deval, the dog scene, that one, I
Mm,
was really surprised about
yeah.
that dog scene, man.
That's one thing that we have to say to you. I mean, this film, this review, we're trying not to give away
Mm,
too much because we want you to watch this on a, you know, blank canvas a bit.
yeah,
But that's what I like about non-American English films.
yeah,
Sometimes the way they show horror is different, and in
yeah.
this, there's a few moments where I was shocked at what I saw. I didn't expect it. There's a moment on a farm where the husband and wife they
Oh,
think they're dealing with they think they're dealing with the evil,
Yeah.
and you think they've dealt with it,
No.
mate.
No, and then
What
that
happens
leads into
next is
tragedy. Is like
mad.
that was weird, and
She's
I was just
pregnant.
like, oh gosh,
Like this
man,
film,
relax.
it doesn't matter who you are, how nice you think someone looks, how you think, oh, she's safe, she's pregnant, oh, it's a little girl. Oh,
Mm.
don't.
No,
Like
no
you
one,
mentioned,
no,
there's a
no one
moment with
safe.
a dog. There's a moment with a dog and someone else. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's such a shock. And the dog, and
I
you know
was
the
just
sad
like,
thing.
what?
Oh, yeah, it's just
Yeah, I just couldn't
comes out of
believe
the
it,
blue,
man.
man.
It
Just
just
comes
comes
out
out
of
of
the
the
blue.
blue. And the sad thing is, and like, it's like, these dog attacks, like you hear about them in real
That's what I was
life.
just going to say, and that's probably what it looks like. And you're thinking, like, what would you do? Oh
Yeah.
man,
And you don't know that there's some sort of something evilness going on. So listen, look. So the way that you can access the movie, I reckon, is probably the best thing is
mm.
Shudder. They have a free trial.
Yeah, 7-day trial. Yeah, watch
They've
it.
got a
Yeah,
7-day trial.
yeah,
Watch it, and you know what? It's worth a 7-day trial.
mm.
Actually, you get
Mm.
7 days worth of it. Watch, When Evil Lurks, and
Mm.
if horror is your thing, and especially kind of like the whole possession thing, then yeah,
Mm.
it's a really decent movie, and it's
It
not in
is.
English, so
Yeah,
it's decent, man. It's
Argentinian. I will.
Argentinian, man.
Yeah, I will say it's a good film overall. Don't get me wrong. I probably
Yeah,
rated it a 7, I think, on IMDb.
yeah, yeah.
But every good film, there needs to be someone that makes bad decisions.
Oh gosh,
And
man.
the dude in this film, man. Sometimes he's a bit.
Why?
I know he's trying to be good. I know he's trying to save people, but he's just a bit rash, and he's too emotional. He's just too. He doesn't. He jumps
And
into
then
stuff. Some
I know, and then those moments where you're like, what are you doing?" Like, and then sometimes you think, "Is this believable?" And like, would he
yeah.
really do that? And you get all those things, but then some people might be like, "Well, when you have that, you're
Yeah,
irrational anyway. You
that's the
don't think
thing. But
straight."
it gets to a certain stage in the film. This is the only bit I'm going to spoil. But there's a bit
Yeah,
near
yeah.
the end where
Mm.
he's come in contact with another lady
Oh
who's a bit
gosh.
older, and she's wise to this. She knows
Yeah.
all the rules. She knows everything. Listen to her. Listen to her. They get to a stage where they uncover like a lot of what's going on and the
Mm.
evil's plan. And she says to him, "Okay, we need to do this right, because the evil is going to trick you. Don't listen to the evil. Listen to me. Listen to
Yeah.
me." Okay, so they see the evil, and she says, "Okay, go into the car and get my stuff. Don't run." And straight away he goes to run.
What
And
does he do? He
she
just goes
says,
like,
"Don't run.
yeah.
Walk. Yeah, walk. Don't listen to the evil. Whatever." He goes and comes back and whatever. And then there's a moment where the evil distracts him and says, "Oh, there's someone the person you're looking for is over there in that room." And she's like, "Don't listen to him." "Oh, they're in that room." And he runs into the room. There's nothing there, and he tries to go back, and the door's locked. And then the lady
Oh
that's been
man.
helping him out,
Exactly.
and then
Yeah.
he's just
It's
looking at
like,
her like,
what?
"You dickhead."
I know.
He
Oh
said,
my gosh.
he got on my
And then
nerves, you know.
I know, and I
Oh,
know those things are annoying because it's like, oh man, and you know what? That just shows you devout. It's like you get when a movie like annoys you as well. Like
mm.
you get into it. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's kind of like one of the
yeah,
merits of the movie as well. So definitely kind of put this on your
yeah.
watch list.
Watch it.
Sign up for Shudder.
Mm.
Emmanuel, if you listen to this one, just do it, man. Honestly,
He ain't watching
long
this.
long legs and
Ah,
When Evil Lurks, man. You got to put them on the
he's not watching
watch
it.
list.
He is not watching it. No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, so that's our review of When Evil Lurks. Now, the
Mm.
next one. So, Deval, what are you going to tackle first? Which one are you going to do first?
Blink
Okay,
twice.
go for it.
Yeah, so Blink Twice is it the directorial
It
debut
is.
of
Zoe,
Zoe Kravitz? Is
yes.
it?
This is her
Damn,
movie.
that's good. You know,
That's great.
if that's her first film, that's really good. So yeah,
Yeah.
Blink Twice is. Let me just go through. Okay, Zoe Kravitz, writer or co-writer, and then director.
Mm,
You got Channing Tatum. You got Naomi Aki, who we've
yeah.
seen before in Star Wars and other stuff as well. She's a UK actress, really
Yeah.
good. She's a lead in this. And you've got a bunch of other people as well. Simon Rex. Oh my gosh, this guy. He was in Scary Movie 3.
Oh
Mad funny,
my
mad funny. He's
gosh.
not really a big name actor, but I recognize him straight away. He's mad funny.
Yeah.
Dopey as well. He's good at acting dopey. But anyway,
Christian Slater, man.
Christian Slater's in this. You got Haley Joel Osment, Sixth Sense is in
Mm.
this. You've also got I want to get it right. Is it Andy McDowell or is it Gina Davis? I always get them mixed up. Sorry, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Gina
Gina
Davis.
Davis.
Yeah,
Gina
Gina
Davis
Davis.
from Beetlejuice.
Yes, exactly. Gina Davis is in this, and you also have Adria Arjona.
Oh man, she's great.
Yeah, she's in this as well. She's a really good actress as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you got all them in there. Basically, the story is Naomi Aki's character, and she's
Mm.
got a friend as well called alias, called
Shawkat.
Jess. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shawkat is her name, but her name's Jess in this.
Yeah.
So Naomi Aki's character is a waitress. She's just sort of going through life. She wants to do bigger and better things, but she's struggling. But she's a waitress and she's trying to earn money. So she waitresses at events and stuff. And her and her friend are the waitresses at a big event, which is organized by Channing Tatum's character, who's like a
Mm.
big, like a tech dude.
Like
He's
a
like he's
millionaire,
like
right, or something.
an Elon Musk kind of guy, but maybe not to
Yeah.
that level. But he's a big, he's a big guy. He's got
Yeah.
money. He's got companies. He's got his own private island. Yeah, he's big. He's
Mm.
big. So
Mm.
they waitress at his event, and then uh, they somehow get in contact with him. They're not supposed to, but at the event, he notices them,
Right.
and he's obviously even before the event, everyone knows who he is. Every girl wants him,
Yeah.
but Naomi Aki thinks she's got no chance. But he notices her because she falls over. He
Yeah.
helps her up, starts chatting to her. Before you know it, they hit it off.
Wow.
And he's with all these friends. He invites her to come and chat and all that. They're having fun. Long story short, he invites her to an island. He says, "Oh, we're going to an
Mm.
island. You want to come?" She's like, her and her friend are like, "Okay." So they go to the island.
Yeah.
There's like 5 men, 5 women, I think. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Uh, they all go to the island, and basically they're all having fun,
Mm.
partying, eating the best food and stuff like that. The island, everything's taken care of. Remember, she leaves from the event straight to the island. She doesn't even
Straight to
go
the island.
home. So
Wow.
they got clothes for them. Everything is taken care of. Spared no expense, as they
Yeah.
say in Jurassic Park. And so yeah, they're having fun. They're also taking a bit of drugs as well, some
Mm.
psychedelics and all that kind of stuff. That's all part of it. So they all get involved in that. And then bit by bit, I mean, days go past. Yeah, I don't know how many
Wow.
days, but days go past. And then little bit by bit, you start seeing there's a few weird things like one of the housekeeping ladies always points to Naomi Aki's character and says, "Red rabbit, red rabbit, red rabbit." Always says that to her.
Oh.
And the island is somewhere where they all look like maybe they all look kind of like I don't know, Central American, like
Right. Gotcha.
indigenous Central
Yes.
American kind of.
Yeah.
They all kind of have that look about them.
Yeah.
So they don't really speak English. Uh, and yeah, so some weird things start to happen. Some of the sort of housekeeping, the gardener, they all look at them
Mm.
kind of weird. And it kind of reminds you of Get Out. Like just
Yes.
Get Out vibes, She starts to notice it a little bit, but again, she's distracted by all the fun. So days go past, days go past. I don't want to spoil it too much as well, but her friend gets bitten by a snake. They've got a
Oh.
snake issue there. They keep killing. There's all these snakes. So the friend gets bitten by a snake, and then she starts to change. Yeah,
Oh.
and then a few days go past, and the friend is gone. She's like, and she notices kind of late. She doesn't notice straight away. She's like, because having so much fun. She's like, "Where's my
Oh,
friend?
where's
Where's
so and so
Jess?
gone? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's
Yeah. Yeah.
Jess?" And they're like, "Who's Jess?"
Oh, and you see that I've seen the trailer, and you kind of see that in the trailer as well. Yeah. So what? She's what? Like no record of her.
Who's Jess? And it's like that's where you realize something's going on here. They're having too much
Yeah.
fun. They're being distracted. They're
Mm.
being
Thought so.
distracted. Yeah. So I don't know if it's.
Just do it. Do
Should I
it.
semi-spoil it or should I spoil
Do
it?
it. Do it. Do it. Do
Shit.
it. Because you know the reason
Okay.
why? Because I do get out vibes from it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna go into it a bit more. I'll
do
make it
it,
quick. Though.
do
I'm not
it.
gonna do it so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
still have
go
some
on.
fun watching it. But
Yeah.
okay, so Channing Tatum, he's organized this whole thing. Does it every year, I think, where he takes women and his friends to this island and they take advantage of the women. So what
Wow.
happens is they're feeding them. They because of who he is, they all go
Yeah.
there. They have fun, and these drugs that they give them. There's a thing that he's patented this drug that makes people forget. It makes
Oh,
people forget.
so he's experimenting on him.
Yeah, there's a certain I don't know what how I don't think it really gives too much detail about how he's made this drug or whatever,
Yeah.
but it makes them forget. So every night they have these drugs, they have all these party drugs and
Whatever. Yeah.
alcohol,
Yeah.
and then they play a game where the girls have to run, and then the guys chase them, catch them, they tie them up, and then they
Oh,
essay them.
really?
Yeah,
Uh,
they essay them. It's
uh,
violent. It's not even like there's nothing nice you can say about it at all. It's
yeah.
just like the women are
Okay.
in that moment. The women are. It's horror for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't see this. You only see it in a flashback because there's a moment. Naomi Aki's character, by
She
accident,
remembers.
yeah. So by accident, the housekeeper has got this bottle, and she sees her in her room, and the housekeeper offers it to her. She drinks it, and she's like, "Whoa, what is that?"
Yeah.
And then she realizes, she looks behind and sees all the snakes, all the dead snakes. So it's snake venom.
Oh.
It's snake
It's
venom. She
oh
drinks the snake
shit.
venom. Yeah, so that's why they don't want the snakes around, because if the snake bites someone, the venom counteracts the drug and makes
Drug.
them remember. So when
Oh
she drank the venom,
shit.
it took a bit of time, but then she started to remember.
Remember.
And you just see her sitting there going, and as she does that, you get a quick flashback of the truth of what's been happening.
Wow.
And it's nasty.
That
Oh,
is
they just, all these men that you think, oh, nice guys.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah, yeah.
they're evil.
And then Deval, by the end of it, does she gets her revenge, right? Yeah, because it feels like as if, and the way they cut that trailer, it feels like as if she's on this kind of, she's hunting for the truth, and then she kind of eventually gets to it, and then he becomes the one that they chase down. Okay,
There's
yeah,
some
oh,
there's some violent moments in this. I ain't gonna lie. There's
yes,
some
okay,
violent
I gotta
moments
watch
in this
this.
film
I gotta
when
watch
when
it.
their recompense, you know,
Recompense,
yeah, recompense
yes.
is
All right.
obtained.
So why do you reckon Zoe Kravitz chose this for her, as a movie to be her directorial? Because she could, obviously there's, she gets given a script and she's like,
Mm.
hey, I'm looking for something interesting and I'm a big star and, she's in Batman and, all this sort of stuff. So she probably had a pick. What message, if we look behind all that, like women, is there a message about the way that we treat women, the way that we are just numbing in society? We don't know what's going on. Like we're
Do
being
you know what?
taken advantage of.
There wasn't a massive message in that, apart
Okay.
from maybe if it's too good to be true, it is.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a massive sort of. There wasn't like a political thing to it. It says
Okay.
here that she started writing this in 2017,
Oh, so
and
a
the
while ago.
working title then was Pussy Island. Because that's
Jeez.
probably what this
Yeah.
Channing Tatum's character sees it as.
Yeah.
So yeah, that can't. There wasn't a massive political sort of message in it, but
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, they said filming began in 2022 in Mexico.
Okay. So
So
what? Probably
yeah,
COVID and like
yeah, maybe
writer
sort of
strike and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff got,
maybe
got
delayed
involved.
things. Yeah,
Okay. It
but
sounds decent,
has
man.
a
The way you've explained
satisfying
it.
ending. Yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
satisfying ending. Very well made, and I
Mm.
do like some of the imagery and the way it was filmed and the lingering shots. It causes a bit of anxiety, where I think
Yeah.
the film kind of they purposely do that because you know something's wrong, but you never know what it is
What it is
until you know what
until
it is. And then when you
yeah.
find out what it is, I never would have thought that. I didn't see that coming.
Right.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's a
Decent.
decent watch. Blink twice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So yeah, go check that one out, folks. So Devout, have we got time for one more?
Yeah, I'll quickly do this one. This one
Do
won't be
this
a
one.
spoil. This one won't be a spoiler review. This one is. Oh my gosh! This is Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Cuckoo is. man. How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay, so this stars Hunter Schafer, who we saw in oh man, my mind always goes blank. What was the one with Zendaya?
Uh,
Euphoria.
uh,
Euphoria.
Euphoria. Yeah.
Yeah, so Hunter Schafer's in Euphoria, other stuff as well, but that's what sort of
Mm,
big show that she was in. This, oh my gosh, this is a
mm.
German director by the name of Tillman Singer,
Okay.
and this is about a family that moved from America. They move over to Germany to restart their life
Yeah.
after some stuff has happened to them in America. Uh, Hunter Schafer's character, she lost her mum in America, and then her dad's sort
Right.
of remarried, and she's got a stepsister. She's struggling to, come to terms with all of that. They've moved to Germany for a new life, and she's kind of struggling.
Mm,
So that's the sort of backdrop. In this film as well, you have Dan Stevens, who plays a German.
yeah.
Jessica Hedwig is Hunter Schafer's stepmom. You have Martin Sokas, who is who's her dad.
Right.
So they're sort of the main plays, and you've got other people as well in the film. But yeah, this film, this I knew this film was going to be good. I didn't know what
Mm,
to expect.
yeah.
I need to see it again.
Okay.
I need
Okay.
to see it again. This
Sounds good.
film is good, weird, shocking, horror, everything you could want in a film.
Yeah.
It is just, and I still don't have answers.
Oh
Let me just
shit.
try and give you a 2 minute thing because
Yeah.
I don't
Do
want to
it.
spoil it. I know
Do it.
Zakharov is going to be all over this. Zakharov, if you're listening,
Mm,
I know you want to see this film. Happy to talk about it again when you've seen it, and we can go
yeah.
into it in more detail. But this film is crazy. So
Mm,
they're in Germany. Dan Stevens' character is like a rich guy. He's got a hotel. He's got a bunch of hotels, and he also is some sort of doctor doing experiments and doing. He works at the hospital as well. He says. So they're there, and oh man, you've seen the trailer, have you?
yeah. 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 It looks weird.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
weird.
it's that she's being tied. No, no, she's not being like she's kind of like
She's
on
been
crutches or something, in it or something.
no, she injures herself. She's got
Yeah.
a arm brace, but there's a scene where she's being chased down the road at night
Yeah.
by this person, this lady who's making a weird noise and has got red eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so basically, in this town, there are people who are unearthly, they look monstrous, but they also look humanoid, and they
Right.
make a funny noise with their mouth, and they've got
Oh.
red eyes, and they just look crazy. Like they look like if they catch you, you're finished.
Yeah. That's it.
You're
Yeah.
finished. And all this throughout this movie, it's very unsettling. It's kind of slow
Mm,
paced. Doesn't give you all the answers. She's the only one that seems to be unsettled. Everyone else seems to be like, "Oh yeah, this is a new town. Let's settle. We got to. You'll be fine. You'll be fine." But she's seen all this weird stuff going on. She gets chased by one of these things at night. She runs into a
mm,
hospital. She hits her head in the glass. She has a concussion. So people think, "Oh, you were just seeing things."
yeah.
But the weird thing about these creatures is that when they make this noise with their mouth, it disorientates you, and the camera does something weird where
Oh, it shakes.
it shakes the exterior, but the person in the middle doesn't move, but the exterior is
Oh.
shaking. It's a weird like special effect. And also when these creatures screech,
Yeah.
you're kind of stuck in a time loop. It's
Oh.
weird. A time loop thing happens where you relive every like there's 3 seconds that just keep playing out until they get you kind
Wow.
of thing. It's mad. It's
That's
mad.
that's
Yeah,
mad.
it's mad. And I need to watch it again because I didn't get all the answers. This is a sort of film where you watch it and then you need to go on YouTube to see
The breakdown
explanations.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know more, but I don't want to give it to you. I do
Okay.
know more because I think you should watch it.
Yeah.
Um, but these things are weird, and where they came from, what they want,
Oh, wow. Because
it's
when I
just
saw the trailer, I just couldn't put it. I couldn't. And is it like a cat and mouse movie, or like is it sci-fi, or like it's one of those things. So man, oh, definitely, man, this needs to be watched.
even the term cuckoo. Oh, where is it again? Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
I found
It's
out
like
somewhere that like it's from the birds, isn't it?
yeah,
they lay their eggs in other people's nests or something. They lay their
Yeah.
eggs elsewhere in other birds' nests or wherever, and someone else brings them up, and then they come for
Oh,
them later or something like that. And
but
there's a
also
reason.
cuckoo. Yeah, but also cuckoo is also like another word for crazy.
Oh,
This
is it? Oh,
guy's
yeah, yeah,
cuckoo.
yeah, 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 yeah. True, yeah, yeah. So there's a bit double meaning there.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
in that explanation, when you watch the film, you'll kind of understand it a little bit more. And people like,
Mm.
yeah, something to do with, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's mad in a good, in a very good way. Don't
Good
think
way as
I'm
well.
cussing it. It's mad in a good way, but
Yeah,
it's mad, and yeah,
deep.
man, yeah. I don't know what more to say. I have to leave it there. I have to leave it there.
Brilliant. Well, on that bombshell, let us call it an end to this episode.
Mm,
So this has been fantastic. So this is, three movies which, like you've heard it, folks, you should go out and watch them.
mm.
So out of the three, Deval, which one would you say people should watch first? Out of When Evil Lurks, Blink Twice, and Cuckoo.
I would say watch Blink Twice first,
Yeah.
Evil Lurks, then Cuckoo.
Okay. Interesting.
That's an
Great.
order of madness. The
Yeah.
first one is least mad, if I can say that. Even the subject matter is not. It's mad. Don't get me wrong, but in how it's portrayed and how
Yeah.
much of it you see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Evil Lurks,
When
and then
Evil Lurks
Cuckoo.
and then
Yeah,
Cuckoo.
yeah.
Brilliant. Right. We've got levels to this shit, folks. All right. Okay.
Mm.
That is the end of the episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember, folks, keep in touch with us. Message us on WhatsApp. Sorry, not on WhatsApp. Well, unless you want to message Deval, I mean, that's fine. Message us on YouTube, on
Instagram,
Instagram, and like
Twitter.
the whole stuff. Get in touch
Yeah.
with us. Let us know what you're watching, and we will see you on the next one. All right.